For joining us, and welcome to the general public who may be viewing this or listening to the meeting. The Rehab and Social Services Committee will now come to order, and I will ask the clerk to call the roll. Please call the roll.
I think Hobie's checking his microphone right now, Senator.
No problem.
Hobie, any luck with your microphone?
Yes, just now I can
There you
hear.
go.
So I apologize.
There you
I
go.
missed anything that happened before. Anything that came up before that I did not hear.
You're good.
I would ask you to call the roll.
Oh, sure. Yes, ma'am. Senator Hanger.
Here.
Senator Locke.
Here.
Senator McDougal.
Here.
Senator Reeves. Senator Chafin.
Here.
Senator Cosgrove.
Here.
Senator Servo.
Here.
Good morning, Madam Chairwoman and members of the committee. I'm here, Megan Healy, Chief Workers Advisor to the Governor, just here to support
Senator DeStep.
questions that you had. But we're really excited to have this bill done to really start a different program with work share, which is
Senator McPike.
Here.
Workers.
Where is she coming in through your other meeting?
Additional 2.7.
I'm not sure what that.
It would be helpful if we could block that. It will.
There you go.
Senator Spruill.
Here.
Senator Mason.
Here.
Senator Boysko.
Here.
Senator Morrissey.
Here.
Senator Kagan.
Here.
Senator Favola. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, the one and only item on our agenda this morning is House Bill 5148, and it is the sentence crediting bill. And I believe Delegate Scott is with us, and I would like Delegate Scott to make a presentation. Are you still in the chat room?
I am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Very honored to be before you and have the opportunity to present this bill. This House Bill 5148 is very similar to Senator Boysko's bill on enhanced and earned sentence credits. It's very, very similar. We both have been communicating back and forth, I guess since March or so, when we first started having these conversations about a special session and what that might look like. And so I'm excited to have to share this bill with her. I think it's a step in the right direction for the Commonwealth. It gets us in a posture where we are focused on rewarding model prisoners who do everything that they're supposed to do while they're there under the care of the professional staff of the Department of Corrections, who lay out through a 4-tiered program what they need to do to meet the expectations of earned sentence credits. I think it's important, before I go through it, to note that every one of the inmates right now in the system already earn sentence credits if they were sentenced after 1995. So it's important to note that well over 90% of the folks who are incarcerated will be coming home. So the question for us as a community, as a Commonwealth, is what kind of folks do we want to have come home? Do we want folks to be embittered with no hope and feel like that from the beginning to the end they faced punishment? or do we want to temper our punishment with some grace, some mercy, and some opportunities to be rehabilitated? And that is what this bill is about for some offenders, not all, but some. Um, we have been very careful in listening to advocates across the board. Initially, I will be honest, I was hoping that as the 4.5 days are earned by everybody. Initially, I was hoping that we could increase earned sentence credits for everyone when they earn sentence credit process. But after listening to a lot of different voices and being very reasonable, listening to folks, some of my Republican colleagues in the House, I spent hours going through the bill with them as well, trying to make sure that we at least got to a point where we can have some consensus. Even though I knew they wouldn't vote for it, I spent hours going through it with them, going through the code with Delegate Bell, was one of the guys I spent a lot of time with. I spoke, a lot of folks know former Delegate Ron Villanueva, who had some issues himself. He came on board and wrote me a very inspiring letter talking about making sure that we give folks a second chance. So this bill, I know I watched the debate that you guys had a couple of days ago on Senator Boysko's bill. I think it was a very thoughtful debate. Both sides to get out some of the issues, and I don't think there are any new issues here to present. My bill is very similar to her bill. It rewards earned sentence credits based on the 4 levels. Level 1 is the folks that are doing everything that they're supposed to do, programming, everything that they're supposed to do regarding any counseling, psychological counseling, substance abuse counseling, making sure that they are doing whatever educational improvements they need to do, GED and others, making sure that they're doing the technical training that they may provide. I had the opportunity a couple of months ago to go to Lawrenceville Correctional Center and got a tour and got to speak with staff and offenders there about how important it is and how hopeful it is and inspiring it is to know that if you do everything that you need to do, they had plumbing, carpentry, brick masonry there, that if you do those things, that they can earn certificates through our workforce, through Virginia's workforce development program. They can earn certificates that if they do those things right and they do everything they're supposed to do and they get no infractions, then they might earn more in earned sentence credit. So this is about earning the sentence. They earned the sentence to get there. Nobody's saying that they did not, but they can also earn a way to come home a little sooner if they do all of the things that we need to do, that we know at the end of the day will make us safer when they come home, because they will come home changed. They will come home having documented evidence-based rehabilitation. So this bill basically does that. I don't want to belabor what you guys have already talked about in detail, because Senator Boysko's bill and my bill are very similar. So I will entertain any questions, Madam Chair, and I thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you, Delegate Scott. I will ask the committee, do you have any questions for Delegate Scott? Senator Boysko, do you have any comments?
Madam Chairman, I have a question.
Okay, there is a question.
Servo.
Senator Servo.
Thank you. Delegates, question for the patron. Delegate Scott, do you have any issue with conforming your bill to the Senate bill?
Madam Chair, I would answer Senator Servo. I would answer Senator Servo, but that was my expectation. I've been watching this for a few days now, and I think that's been the go-to so far. So I do not, Senator Servo. Thank you.
Okay.
That was a very wise answer, Delegate Scott.
I'm smarter than I look, Madam Chair. I'm smarter than I look.
You look pretty smart.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Senator Morrissey.
Delegate Scott, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Senator.
Thanks for presenting this bill. I'm going to ask you a question I've asked others. First, I'll preface it with thank you for this bill. Senator Boysko has characterized her bill as an incentive bill, an incentive for people that are in DOC to avail themselves of all kinds of programs, to get a certificate from drywall to plumbing, to take advantage of, to get a GED, to get a skill set that will allow them to come out of DOC and be productive. If that is the goal, which you also said a few moments ago was yours, you said, I hope everyone would earn and earn sentence credit. why do you think we should have any exceptions whatsoever?
Delegate Scott.
Senator Morrissey, while our Madam Chair, thank you. I would answer the senator by saying I want to get this bill out. I thank you for that question, and I'm going to reserve that answer until another time, if that's okay with you, respectfully. I really want to get this bill out. And you know, my original bill, I will just say this. My original bill was for everyone, the 4.5 credits that we currently have, the system that we have now for the people who will not be included, it's for everyone now. So, but I want to make sure that we get this bill out, and that's where I am. Thank you for the question, though. I appreciate it.
One final question, Madam Chair.
Senator Morrissey.
Senator Boysko's bill had between 115 and 119 exceptions to the code, those crimes that couldn't be, that you would not be able to earn an earned sentence credit. Your bill added an additional 29. I've highlighted them. 29. By conforming your bill to Boysko's bill, we're back to the 115 to 119 exceptions. Is it your Madam Chair, will this go to a conference?
Yes,
not?
the goal would be to get this bill into conference. So
Okay.
I think the conversation about whether the additional 29 crimes should be added, the conferees will have that conversation and hopefully come back with a compromise bill between the two versions.
So when you conform this bill to the Senator Boysko's bill, the 29 added exclusions in Senator and Delegate Scott's bill are still there, or does his bill conform in its entirety to Senator Boysko's?
His bill conforms in its entirety to Senator Boysko's bill. Senator Boysko's bill is now over in the House. So we'll see what the House is doing. And then, of course, the House will reject our conformity and will then go into conference. So I think the motion before us, and I do want to hear from our speakers. We have 5 speakers. I don't want to cut off any senators if you do have further questions. But I think before us going forward is I'd like to finish our colleagues' questions, hear from our speakers, and then I think we move forward with conforming Delegate Scott's bill to Senator Boyce.
Madam Chair Spruill.
Senator Spruill.
Then why can't we pass Delegate Scott bill as is? Because Senator Boysko's bill is going to the House with minus those 29. And if we pass Delegate Scott bill Scott bill with the 29, then that will put it in conference right there. If
No. No, it won't.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we worked it out with staff to make sure all of our motions were correct, Senator Spruill. Each body will reject the other body's conforming bill, and then they go into conference.
But I just want to make sure that we have the opportunity to look at those extra 29 that Senator
we should have that opportunity because we were expecting the House to put Delegate Scott's bill on top of Senator Boysko's bill.
I got you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Colleagues, do you have any further questions for our patron? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to go ahead to our public comment part. Our first speaker, and I'm just going with the order in which people signed up. Jen Carter.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee for allowing me to speak to you again on this issue. I am co-founder of the Humanization Project, and I'm speaking in support of the bill. I want to thank Delegate Scott for carrying this bill so strongly and thank Delegate Boysko for carrying the companion bill. We have continued to testify that we believe that it should include all people, but we are excited for this to go through and see it as a step going forward. And we'll continue to fight to include everyone in future sessions. But we really appreciate the efforts that you all have done on this bill and hope that everyone can be included in the future. Like Senator Morrissey said, we would love to see no exclusions. So thank you, Madam Chair. And I wanted to specifically thank you for your testimony on the floor the other day on Senator Boysko's bill as well.
Thank you. You're welcome, and we appreciate your comments. Next, we have Sean Winetta, again from the Humanization Project.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I appreciate you all allowing me to speak today. My name is Sean Winetta, and I'm also from the Humanization Project, and I'm also a returning citizen who was sentenced to over 30 years in prison for a nonviolent property crime. I spent over a decade and a half in 5 of Virginia's more than 30 prisons until earning a pardon from Governor Northam. It's with some reluctance, as the exclusions are simply based on fear that we support this bill. I believe that expanding earned sentence credits for all who are incarcerated while not providing a campaign soundbite for those who hope to stoke fear, it will make the prisons safer places, and not just for those who live there, but also those who work and volunteer in Virginia DOC facilities. Members who are in mostly red districts where those prisons are located want their constituents who staff these facilities home safe every evening. I can speak to this knowledgeably as someone who spent over a decade and a half in Virginia's prisons. Make no mistake, this is a pro-law enforcement bill, and it should be scaled up to increase the safety of correctional officers and prison staff. It's the opportunities that earned sentence credits creates that will allow people who are incarcerated expanded opportunities that I wished for during my incarceration. It's only through extraordinary consideration, a protracted clemency process, and support from many members of this body that I was relieved of over a decade of further incarceration that allows me to appear before you today and advocate for others like myself. I ask that the committee members support this bill and consider building on it and expanding it in sessions to come. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you very much, Mr. Winetta. Appreciate you being here. Next, we have Nicole Deo. Nicole is from, I don't have the organization you're with, Nicole. Perhaps you can say that when you come to the microphone.
It looks like they dropped off Senator Favola.
Okay. Francis Ross.
Hi, and thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to take a minute to thank everybody for listening and for essentially, since there's a companion bill on both sides, listening to us twice. I just want to say thank you for all the long hours that you're putting in, and that we, the people of Virginia, really do support this and do believe that it should include all who currently earn good time credits. And I just hope that we can look into this and understand that just because somebody does a violent crime doesn't make them a violent person. And again, that this should include all, because it's also going to cause problems, whether you choose to understand or not, inside the walls, because we're separating them again. And we should be united. We're all humans, and we should all, if we're already earning that and we were given that opportunity and we now increase the amount that they can earn, they should be able to participate also. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ross. Appreciate your comments.
Thank you.
Last, we have Jerry Fitz.
Good morning, Madam Chair. This is Jerry Fitz from the Virginia Department of Corrections. We have no position on the bill. And we're just here for technical questions if necessary.
Okay, so you're here to provide technical support. Thank you, Mr. Fitz, for joining us. Okay, colleagues, the matter is before the committee. I think a motion might be in order.
Madam Chairman, I move to conform the bill to the Senate bill.
Okay, that's the proper motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Now I have one. I have a question. May I ask my question first, and then I'll go back to the senators. The bill that was voted out from the Senator Boysko's bill did have compassionate release language, you know, for the terminally ill, and the substitute prepared for the conforming motion does have the Senator Bell's language, as I see it.
That was my question, Madam Chair. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. Okay. So just
Madam Chairman, that was my intention in my motion.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Well,
Although, Madam Chair, I want to make sure we're clear. It's also my intention to conform it to Senator Bell's bill as it passed the floor and not Senator Bell's bill as it was introduced.
that is correct, and that is exactly how the substitute language reads. Because we did make amendments on the floor, which I think were very helpful. So is everybody clear on what we're doing, what Senator Boysko's bill looks like, and the fact that this is going to be laid on top of Delegate Scott's bill? A motion is before us. It has been seconded. I will.
Madam Chair.
Any other debate?
Hello, Madam Chair.
Yes, of course. Yes, Senator DeStef. I see you.
Sorry, I guess on our discussion before, I didn't quite, when I was going like this and chiming in, I guess nobody saw me or heard me then.
I apologize.
That's okay.
I did not see you.
I understand. I had a question for the sponsor. I'll take care of that later. I do want to state that I cannot support this bill. I don't believe that even for your first offense of burning a cross, hanging a noose, doing anything like that for intimidation purposes, that you should be eligible for good credit. I can't support that, couldn't support it before, don't support it now. And I'd also like to ensure that the record reflects that I object to this meeting and that believe that since we're meeting in person, that this meeting should not be authorized via electronic means, that it should be done in person as we do our regular Senate meetings. And thank you for that, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator DeStef. Before I call on Senator Boysko, I will just say that our committees through this special session have been meeting virtually. It is a question of taking care of our public health, and it also makes it easier for the public to participate. I appreciate your comments, but I feel the public should be aware of the rationale behind these virtual meetings. Senator Boysko.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry. Just to clarify.
Senator Boysko, and then I'll do Senator McPike. Go ahead, Senator Boysko. Do you yield your time, Senator Boysko? Okay, Senator McPike.
Yeah, I was just going to say, as previously stated at our previous meeting, the Attorney General's office is opined in terms of electronic meetings and determine it appropriate. So just want to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chairman, this is McDougall, and just
Senator McDougall.
In reference to the point of order, the objection is that Attorney General's opinion indicates if it's not practicable, and certainly our ability to meet multiple times a week makes committee meetings practicable in person, and that's the reason for the objection. Realize that there's a difference of opinion and y'all are going to move forward, but that we're not complying with the Attorney General's order as written or Attorney General's opinion as written.
Well, again, there's a difference of opinion on that, but I appreciate your comment, Senator McDougall.
Madam Chair.
Senator Locke.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think that we are indeed in compliance, and I'm happy to know that some of our colleagues are now all in favor of finding hate crimes objectionable now, when previously they did not. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Senator Locke. Senator Boysko.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate the opportunity to speak about this really important bill. I want to thank Delegate Scott for his passion and perseverance through this. It has not been an easy process. However, we have been listening and working with our colleagues to make sure that we could pass this bill. I also want to thank all of the stakeholders who have given us their personal stories. Delegate Scott and I know, have heard from hundreds of people around the Commonwealth who have shared their hearts and souls and hopes. And it is going to be great pleasure for me to vote for this bill again. And I want to thank the patron of the House, Delegate Don Scott, for his bringing this up in the first place. He's been really a great leader for those who are disenfranchised. And I want to say thank you.
Well, we'll say thank you to both patrons. You, Senator Boysko, and to Delegate Scott. This is a very important issue, and it's something that I think is very meritorious and deserves our time and deliberation, and I think will have an impact on many lives, and I believe a positive impact. Okay, a motion.
Madam Chairman.
Senator Servo.
Thank you. Just speaking to the bill very briefly, I just wanted to also note that I heard Senator DeSteff's concern about granting sentence credits to people convicted of certain crimes. And I just want to make sure everybody understands that all prison inmates today, unless you're there for first-degree murder, currently get sentence credits for up to 15% of your sentence. All this bill does is slightly expand the sentence credits you can get for a certain class of crimes. It's an expansion of an existing program, but we already get sentence credits to people convicted of all the crimes that Senator DeSteff listed. I want to make sure everybody understands that.
That's a very important point. Thank you for bringing that up. Are there other comments or questions?
Madam Chair.
Senator DeSteff. Yes.
I just wanted to state in response to the gentleman from Western Fairfax.
Eastern Fairfax?
Eastern Western Fairfax, somewhere in there.
Madam Chair, a point of order, Madam Chair. Are we going to keep on having this debate back and forward?
Excuse me, I did give Senator DeSteff the floor. Allow him to make a comment, and then I'll come back and we'll conclude. Senator DeSteff.
And Madam Chair, I wanted to clarify that what this would do would allow a credit of where the individual would serve roughly 54% or a credit of 46% of their sentencing.
Again, we've had multiple debates on this bill, and the concept of credit sentencing has been on our books for a very long time. It is a question of how we want to move forward in our criminal justice system. So without further debate, there is a motion before us, and it has been seconded. Everybody understands it. I'm going to ask the clerk to call the roll.
Madam Chair, just for point of clarification, have you all adopted the substitute? I don't believe you have.
No, we have not.
Incorrect, I apologize. Okay.
No,
Move
we
to
have not.
adopt substitute.
Second.
Yeah. Okay, the motion has been made and seconded. And again, the substitute is Senator Boysko's bill with the compassionate release language reflective of Senator Bell's bill on its final passage. May I ask the general sense? I don't think I need a roll call vote on a substitute.
Oh, ma'am.
All those in favor of the substitute, please say aye.
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 Anybody in opposition?
Nay.
Nay.
Okay. The substitute carries, and now the motion, the motion before us was Senator Servel's motion. Is that correct, Senator Servel? Do you want to make that motion again?
No, I made a motion to conform, but if you're happy, I'll make a motion to report and refer the bill to finance.
Second.
No, we're not doing that. Senator Servel's motion is now to conform Delegate Scott's bill to Senator Boysko's
Madam
bill.
Chairman, Senator Boysko's motion was to conform. I'm making a motion to report the bill and refer it to finance.
Okay, all right, and that's and
second.
We're okay with that. Finance has asked for it. I don't have that note.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion has been made and seconded, so we're reporting the bill. Delegate Scott's bill that looks like Senator Boysko's bill. Hopefully it'll be on its way to finance. Please call the roll.
Senator Hanger.
No.
Senator Locke.
Aye.
Senator McDougal.
No.
Senator Reeves. Senator Chapin.
No.
Senator Cosgrove.
No.
Senator Servel.
Aye.
Senator DeSteff.
No.
Senator McPike.
Aye.
Senator Spruill.
Aye.
Senator Mason.
Aye.
Senator Boysko.
Aye.
Senator Morrissey.
Aye.
Senator Kiggins.
No.
Senator Favola.
Aye.
8 ayes, 6 nays.
Okay, the bill reports and it is now re-referred to finance. I will ask the clerk if there's any other business to come before the committee this morning.
No, ma'am, there's not.
Okay, very good. All right, colleagues, I will entertain a motion to adjourn and then the committee can rise.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, aye.
Aye.
All right, colleagues, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us. Thank you to the speakers, and we did important work. The committee shall rise.